Welcome back to Sports Talk ATL. I am Chase Earl, joined by Jake Gordon and Alex Lord. Two arms on the farm last night delivered some gems. They are both top 5 prospects within the Braves organizations. And there's two guys. I know we've talked a lot about Hurston Waldrop. I know we talked about AJ Smith-Shawver. We've seen him in the majors. But these are two guys to get excited about. One is Cade Kuehler. He was the 70th overall, a second-round comp pick out of Campbell University.
The fighting Campbells, baby.
Yeah, the Campbells, baby. I love when you used to see the dude. I love when you used to see the Campbell Camels like playing like on like Thursday night college football, just getting lit up by 75, and then you find out they've got a fantastic baseball program. Like
their coach is like, I thought UGA was going to hire their baseball coach before they hired Wes Johnson. That guy is like he's like actually like pumping out pros, and they win like 40 games a year consistently.
Yeah. I mean, I think they have like 3 or 4 years ago, they had the first second-round pick or the second-round pick they've had, and now they've had like a second, a first, and a second in back-to-back years. And this guy's, I mean, he's impressive. He's now thrown 7 innings for Augusta Green Jackets, allowed no runs, 1 hit. He's got 8 strikeouts. He has had 4 walks. And listen, what we're going to talk about a lot of these prospects is control is going to be the biggest thing a lot of these guys have to work on. Obviously, 4 walks in 7 innings isn't ideal, but you can see the stuff there. You can see the strikeout potential. He's more along the lines of a Spencer Strider stuff. He has one of the best fastballs in this draft class, so he's a guy to really get excited about, and I think he's a guy that could rocket through the system. I wouldn't be surprised if they promoted him to high 8 Rome for like his final few starts after he's just made light work of Augusta Green Jackets.
Yeah, and this isn't anything new. Like we see this all the time. The only thing is the season is close to ending. I'm pretty sure there's just a little over a week left, so maybe they sneak him up there for one start. But other than that, you got to be pretty happy with your return on investment with what you gotten so far. There's a couple. I mean, Drew Hackenberg. I don't know if he's made his second start. His first start was fantastic. Hurston Waldrop's obviously been incredible. And it's fun. It's like I feel like this happens every draft cycle when it's like, all right, the Braves have pretty much nothing in terms of prospects, and so whenever one of these guys comes up and actually pitches well, it's like, oh wait, do we have something here? We need a breath of life into this farm system. So I'm happy about it. But we saw last year the Braves kind of got away from the whole college pitching idea because they wanted to fill up those lower levels of the minors. They got a lot of high school kids, and this year it's just it's back to status quo, and they're seeing the returns on it. So it's good to have some reinforcements because we've seen them this year. They desperately needed some arms, and maybe one of these guys turns out to be special. I wouldn't be too surprised. I mean, given Atlanta's track record.
Yeah, I think that's like, I know we turned away from it last year, and I understand why they did it, but to me, I'm like, why go away from something that you're clearly good at scouting? I mean, you think about Spencer Strider, Bryce Elder, all those guys, and I know we've gotten guys like Michael Harris and AJ Smith-Shawver too. I mean, we've been good at drafting, period, but we've been very good at going into the college ranks. And there's also something a lot more fun about these college pitchers because they come up and like you see Hurston Waldrop immediately, he's in Double-A Mississippi and he's already pitching well there. And it might not be long before he makes a start. You saw how quickly Spencer Strider and Bryce Elder got to the major leagues. So there's something a lot more fun about these guys because they've already played against really, really good competition. They can quickly get to the high level in the minors. And if they have success there, we know what the Braves are going to do. They ain't going to hold back. They're going to be in the majors within a couple of years. So when we say keep an eye on these guys, keep an eye on them. The other guy, Spencer Schwellenbach, he came off Tommy John surgery after he was drafted in 2021, didn't pitch in 2022. He goes 6 perfect innings, didn't allow a single hit, run, walk, literally 6 perfect innings, 6 strikeouts. He now has a 1.93 ERA and 3 roam starts. So he's another guy. He was in the futures game too.
Yeah, interesting cat because when he was drafted out of Nebraska, he was a shortstop and a closer. A very interesting combination there. But he's sticking with pitching. It seems like that was the right choice. But yeah, no, he hit bombs in high school, in high school and college. So it was definitely an interesting pick. Like we've seen the rise of two-way players, but I think the Braves really just like him as a pitcher. And now he's starting. You go from a closer shortstop, you have Tommy John, and you come back to starter. That's just that's really interesting to me, I will say. But when they talk about pitching the high school pitchers, when you take them in the draft are the risk reward guys. Those are the lottery tickets. They're the most volatile types of guys you could take. I'm glad we're back to these college guys. I've been liking what I've been seeing so far.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Braves, and just in general, whatever you look at, the Braves farm system is ranked near the bottom. We all know that. It doesn't really matter. But that doesn't matter when you're hitting on these selections, whether it's draft picks, whether it's international signings, whatever it might be. Efficiency is very important, and it's clear the Braves are very efficient in their farm system. They can scout talent and they can develop it. 1, 2, and if you're efficient, it doesn't really matter about the depth. Sure, trade pieces, things like that, but at the end of the day, if you're turning these guys into pros, it doesn't really matter what, these rankings say.
Yeah, and with as loaded as the roster is, like maybe they start to move these guys a little closer, and you start to see the Braves are a little slower up the rankings because they're not necessarily needed. I wouldn't say it's a guarantee, but listen, this is how you replenish your farm system. The Braves have, I mean, they've had like 7 guys make their MLB debut for a farm system that was ranked 30th coming in, and they have 7, 8 guys make their MLB debut. I know people say it's bad, but they are very good at developing, drafting, and they've shown it year after year. Coming up after the break, we're going to break down week 2 in the Pac-12, the most exciting conference in college football.